This is lesson 14-4 on picture graphs. You should have already watched the visual learning video on Pearson Realize before doing this sheet with us together. Okay, the graph shows the favorite subjects for a class. How can you use a graph to write the data in this table? And tell how you know. We've done picture graphs before, so we should already know that each picture is representing a certain number. Normally there is a key at the bottom to tell you how many each picture represents. If there's not a key at the bottom to tell you how many, or a key up here on top, then that means each picture will represent one, okay, one of them, one vote, or one student. So here we have the number of students, and if there's a picture, then that means one student voted for that. So, their favorite school subjects. Let's count. How many chose reading? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 students chose reading as their favorite subjects. Math, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could also, instead of counting, I could look to see, almost like a bar graph, what line did it match up with? It matched up with the number 6. Okay, science, I can see that there are 3. And social studies had 1. Just don't forget to look out for a key on a picture graph, okay? That's the important thing I don't want you to forget, because sometimes those picture graphs will have a key and each picture will stand for more than one. It could stand for 5 or 10 or 2. So make sure you always look for a key. Okay, we're not going to do the Do You Understand Me today. We're just going to move on. Here's a tally chart. We're going to use it to complete a picture graph. Then we're going to use the picture graph to answer the questions. They did blue for us. We have to draw pencils because the key down here says each pencil equals a vote. So they drew the 5 blue pencils. Now we have to draw 6 red pencils. Now when you're drawing your picture graph, you want to line them up underneath the other ones so it's together in a row. You want it to be even. If you were to draw these super close together, it might look like it has less than that one. But if you draw it at the same level here, even with the one on top, then it'll look like 5 is the same as 5. And then I'm going to draw one more because red had 6. Okay, let me give you an example. If I were to draw my 3 purple ones like this, somebody might get confused and think this one had the most because it went further out. So don't do that. Line them up, one on top of the other, exactly so it matches. So there was 1, 2, I don't know why I'm having a hard time drawing pencils, 3. Okay, even with the other ones. This third one should match that third one and should match that third one. Now we can answer the questions. How many students like blue the best? They looked over here and they counted 5. We can answer which color is the favorite. So which one had the most? We can see was red. Okay. Moving on, use this tally chart to complete the picture graph. Now we need to draw people, stickmans here. Stickmen, not mans. All right, so each stickman that you draw will be 1 vote. Spring had 4 tally marks, so we need to draw 4 stickmen. Okay, when I get to summer and I'm drawing, my first stick man should be right under the first one here. My second one should match it right under there. Third should be right under him. Okay, if you were to draw them close together like this, it's hard to tell who has more. Do you see what I'm talking about? Don't do that. Space them out evenly so it matches the row on top. So now I'm at 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to make these a little closer together because I'm running out of room. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I need to draw 6 for fall. So again, I'm lining it up. The first one's right under the first one on the other rows. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you need to pause the video to get caught up, go ahead and do that. And lastly, winter needs 2. Okay, and this is what your graph should look like. Now, we can answer the questions. How many students like fall the best? So I'm going to look at my picture graph. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which season do exactly 4 students like best? So I'm looking for the season that has exactly 4. Looking up here, spring has exactly 4. Which season do the fewest students like? I can see here the one with the fewest would be winter. How many students like the season with the fewest votes? So we just said winter had the fewest. How many students liked winter? 2. Which season do the most students like? Okay, it's easy for me to tell. The most was summer. How many students like the season with the most votes? So the most was summer. How many liked summer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at the picture graph above. How would the graph change if 2 students changed their votes from summer to fall? Okay, if we were to take these 2, let's X them out here, and move them down here, how would your graph change? Okay, I see 2 things. First of all, fall would have 2 more, so instead of having 6, it would now have 8. And if fall has 8, summer would also have 8, and it would have been a tie. So let's explain that here. Fall would have 8 votes, and summer would have 8 votes, it is a tie for the most votes. Great. Pause the video if you need to get caught up. Okay, on the back side, we use a tally chart to complete the picture graph and answer the questions. So here we're supposed to draw a tree. I am not going to take the time to draw a detailed tree like that. That's going to be too hard. I'll just draw a simple triangle to make it go quicker. Birch, I see. How many trees should I draw? 3. So I'm going to draw 3 triangles. These are my 3 trees. Okay. Oak, how many triangles should I draw? I should draw 6. And I'm lining them up so that they match. My third one matches the third one on top of it. 4, 5, 6. Whoops, that's not a triangle there. Okay. How many maple trees should I draw? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lastly, how many pine trees? 2. 1, 2. Now we can answer the questions. Birch, oak, maple, and pine trees are common in North America. Which type of tree is most common in the park? Okay, so in this park, which one was the most common? I see that the one that had the most was oak. How many birch and maple trees are there in all? Okay, am I adding or subtracting? We need to add. I'm finding birch. I see 3 plus the maple. I see 5. 3 plus 5 equals 8. So there was 8 birch and maple in all. Lastly, draw a picture graph to show the data in the table. This time, we need to draw cups. Oh, we also have to fill in the rest of the graph. What belongs on top? A title. What would the title of this picture graph be? Okay, our data is talking about our favorite drink. So the title should be favorite drink. And what should I put here on the left? I should put the names of the drinks. So we have milk, juice, and water. Now I can draw my pictures. We need to draw 3 cups for the milk. Again, I don't need to be perfect on my drawings right now. I'm just going quick. Juice needs to have 4. I'm lining it up so my second one's right below the second one of the row on top of it. The third matches the third one. And water had 1. Okay. Great. I will see your homework when you take a picture of it and you upload it to me.